Hello, hello. Michelle Peretta here, life and marriage coach for moms. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about how to deliver disappointment in a more productive way with your husband so that you are not met with defensiveness. You are not met with a fight. Because who has time for that? I don't. I don't want any of that. Here we go. This video is inspired by my client this morning. I felt like this message needed to be shared with more people because this happens a lot. We often experience disappointment over something where we wanted it to be different and we want to tell them, but we don't know how. And so you either go one of two ways. You either get really aggressive, in which you are met with defensiveness or maybe him being critical against you, and it turns out into a much bigger thing than it needed to be, or you get stuck with not knowing how to bring it up, and so you just stuff it down until it gets to be too much and you explode. So today I'm going to teach you how you can deliver this disappointment that you are experiencing in a more productive way. So the situation that we are talking about today for the example with my client was her husband had an early day at work. He had to go and he didn't say bye. He didn't say bye, he didn't hug her, he didn't kiss her, he just left. She went downstairs not knowing he had left and was surprised in not a good way. She was hoping to get help from him with the kids and to at least be acknowledged prior to him leaving, right? Some loving transition to being apart. And so she got angry. She got angry and wanted to text him and let him know how annoyed she was, but she didn't. And I have a feeling it's because we're working together. She had a moment of pause. And so she didn't text him, but what she wanted to say was, probably not a kind exchange. And so I asked her, what would you have said? And her more gentle response came out as, I would have appreciated if you said bye to me. I would have appreciated if you said bye to me. What do you think about when you hear that from someone? I would have appreciated if you said bye to me. I would have appreciated if you did the dishes last night. I would have appreciated if you put your clothes in the hamper. How does that come across to you? I said that back to her and she was like, oh, yeah, that doesn't sound good. And the reason why is because it's a subtle way of saying, hey, you messed up. So it's a very indirect way of saying you messed up. And people don't take to that very well. And the reason is because you're attacking them. Now, yes, continuous improvement is good, and you should speak up when your needs are not being met, because if you don't share, then they don't know that something's bothering you, that something is not going how you want it to go, and that they could do something to help you be happier, to help you feel more fulfilled in the relationship, but besides your own self-worth, right? That's important too. Now, the dramatic version, which I think my client was trying to avoid by saying I would have appreciated, would have been something like, why didn't you? Why didn't you kiss me goodbye? Why can't you remember to kiss me goodbye? You couldn't take a second to come find me and say goodbye before you left? Right? So that's the dramatic version. That's your anger. But what we're trying to go for here is, what's the point of this? What's the point of you telling him? Is it to make him feel bad? Like as bad as you feel by not getting what you wanted? Or is the point to change the behavior, to change how you two show up in the marriage differently, in a way that's more loving, more expansive, more fulfilling? What is the point of what you're communicating? I want you to ask yourself that next time you're like really fed up about how something worked out and you're thinking about how to phrase things. Ask yourself, am I getting that goal met of the change behavior? Because I'm going to tell you right now, until you change the way you approach what you're trying to ask for, you may notice that your approach is likely combative. It's likely too aggressive. And so I'm going to teach you a framework to work with to be more productive about it so that you can get what you want. Okay? So, number 1 is focus on how you feel. And most of you will be like, well, I feel angry. I feel frustrated. I feel sad. But I want you to dive deeper than that. Because if you stay at the level of anger, frustration, and sadness, out will come, I would have appreciated, or why didn't you? Okay, the blaming. I want you to instead keep diving deeper and asking yourself until you reach where you experience pain. What were you missing from that interaction? What were you needing? What did it have you feeling? Okay, so in her case, it was she missed him. She missed that he didn't do that. So underneath the anger, underneath the disappointment, underneath the frustration, she missed him. She missed her husband. And it was like a missed opportunity for them to connect before they left each other. So focus on arriving at that feeling, not the anger, not the frustration that will lead you to having dramatic communication. Okay, once you uncover how you feel and how that affected you, then you make the request. Focus on what you want the changed behavior to be. Don't harp on what didn't happen or what did happen, because all of that has happened. It's done. It's in the past, right? There's no point in rehashing the past because you're now trying to make him feel bad. He cannot change what he's done. He cannot change what has happened. So focus on what it is that you want to happen in the future, right? This didn't happen the way you wanted it to. What do you want to happen now? Okay, so in this case, it was, hey, I realized that it was really important to me for us to say bye to each other before leaving. What do you think about us making sure we, kiss each other goodbye before we leave anytime? And then if you have an early morning, maybe we can say goodbye right when we wake up, just in case there's no time later, because you're already together. Focus on what you want to see changed, right? This is along the same vein of focusing on what you want instead of what you don't want, right? So we wouldn't phrase this request as, I don't want you to leave without kissing me goodbye, because then you have that image of him not doing that. You want to create an image of what you do want. Hey, can we try doing this going forward? What do you think about this? You see how that's much lighter than I would have appreciated if you did X, Y, Z. Not all conversations, not all feedback has to be heavy and dramatic. A lot of times it can be light and straightforward, and just like a conversation in passing where he's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, like I was so focused on getting to work on time that I completely forgot to do that. I'm so sorry. Or yeah, that's a great idea. We should start doing that again. I really enjoy that too. Versus, well, remember last week you left, you didn't say bye, or, you were busy. Defensiveness, right? Because if he gets defensive and you're trying to bare your heart saying, I would have appreciated because really you missed him, and you're trying to create more connection, how do you think you're going to react to hearing what he has to say instead of an apology, instead of saying, okay, I'll do that going forward? So focus on how you feel at the core, and then focus on sharing or requesting the desired behavior you want to see. That is the framework you want to follow. Leave the drama away. I don't want to say for your mom. Your mama doesn't want your drama. Just eliminate the drama where it's not needed. And just be honest. Be honest with yourself about what you need. Be honest about what you need so he knows how to be the type of husband he wants to be for you. He's not a mind reader, remember. No one is. So be super clear and just deliver the information. Make the request. Maybe he has some other ideas too. It might spark a bigger conversation. Who knows? But it doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Okay? All right. Again, if you want more tools like this, check out my communication course. Sending you all my love. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was from this video. And I will talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.